and I'll fly into the end of the sky. So I'll be the one who doesn't have to say goodbye.
Hi there guys, double reaction of this My Little Pony dark mystery fanfic reading called Unmarked Part 8 Dark Mystery Fanfic Reading Final. It is 1 hour, 11 minutes and 59 seconds long. Finally, we have come to a pass of the closing. I just made that up before I even start doing this video. I started voicing Dr. Coltstein back in 2016. And we've only just finished the story now. This is the end of Coltstein, or is it? And it's been a pleasure doing this sort of doing Dr. Coltstein, and it's really boosted my acting when it comes to the VA work and the confidence as well. Getting into the motion, I've done that most of the times. I got into the character, and it's been a nice journey. It's been a nice journey, and sometimes it's good to scream at Sakura. It's good to be fucking mad with a fictional character, and some of those things you hear, or some of how a voice has been recorded when I'm actually bloody angry because I'm trying to get the light out, and it comes across me being angry, and that is an added bonus. And dear, this is.
You're getting emotional?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I started doing this project for Dr. Coltstein.
Yeah, I get it. It's Coltstein and shit, but you never get that emotional around me.
No, no, babes.
I'm joking.
Yes.
I know it's.
I've been working it for so long.
I know. I was joking around.
Okay.
Have fun. I'm putting you back on.
Yeah.
I'm here, by the way.
Bye.
Have fun. Okay, bye.
Right, bye.
I don't like dark.
I know.
Grim dark. Bye.
Oh, it's not grim dark. It's dark.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Bye.
Right. Right. Okay. And let's just finish this chapter with a bang. In 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, guys? Sparrow here, and before we get into this video, I just want to take a moment and say thank you to every single one of you. When I started this, story, it was almost 2 years ago, believe it or not, but here we are. This is the finale, and I believe you guys are going to love this. It took forever to put together, so I really hope you enjoy it. And also, stick around at the end, for there are some notes that I do want to give to most of the VAs of the project. Some are excluded due to certain reasons. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy the finale, and without further ado, here it is. Unmarked, Part 8, the finale. Please enjoy.
Dear. Here we go. Here we go. Back into creepy piano music.
The forest was dark and quiet, making it hard for Coltstein to navigate through the thick trees.
Oh, this is the maze.
The mist that coated the forest floor made it hard to navigate as well.
Oh, is this this is the tree situation.
The thick content.
Oh wow.
It made him feel weak and sick.
That is Annie behind us.
We're
behind Apple Bloom.
Covered most of the forest floor, so each step Coltstein took made him feel sick and uneasy.
We're basically in hail, I think.
The distant voices of children. The sounds were of screaming, begging, and at some points, sinister laughter. Coltstein remembered that
that could be spirits that are doing that.
Said that Annie used past victims as a shield. More than
as a
likely, he
shield.
was hearing the sounds of Annie's victims, causing him to quiver and sweat.
Yeah, that's possible.
He wiped his sweat away, walking deeper into the desolate forest. hoping to come upon something soon. The atmosphere of the forest grew heavier.
That
As he reached
wind
the
effect
opening, it was a small pond of what looked like water.
is hot. It's chilling.
As much as he
It's
wanted to
very
take a
chilling.
drink, he knew that the water was only a manipulation.
Manipulation.
There was no sign of life near the pond, but as he walked closer, he could see something under the water. He drew closer until he was at the edge of the pond, only to see a young pony within the water.
Okay.
She seemed as if she were sleeping peacefully.
Sleeping peacefully.
Until her eyes suddenly burst open, revealing blank eyes.
Ugh.
She levitated
What
beneath
the?
water
What?
until she was floating just above the pond.
Oh, this is the
At Coltstein. The pony remained still for a minute.
Is it like
until she
the
suddenly opened her mouth,
demon? Is it
revealing
demon?
Sharp, jagged teeth,
Demon?
and released a roar that caused Coltstein to panic. The pony lunged forward, colliding with
It's like a
Coltstein,
spirit
knocking
is
him
trying to get
back
hold
into
of
the tree.
Coltstein.
Coltstein attempted to stand back up, noticing the pony lunging toward him once more. He regained his balance,
Hello, Coltstein.
searching for any sort of defense against the charging pony. Coltstein could not spot a single thing, and immediately just moved out of the pony's line of fire and ran around the area. The pony collided into a tree, hitting hard and knocking down the tree, which turned into dust. The pony grew angry as Coltstein continued.
Are we in
under his options
Coltstein's
away
mind?
from the pony.
We are in
So
Annie's
much
mind.
was going on at once
Or are
that he
we?
couldn't think straight,
Oh.
and he was running out of breath. He finally came to a stop,
Oh, yeah?
noticing the pony charging at him once again.
Once again.
He quickly dodged the pony, causing the creature to knock over another tree, turning to dust.
Is this a dream? It seems like it seems like a dream. It's like a pony running into tree. The tree turns it into dust.
That's when his mind spiked, looking at the small pond, realizing that was his defense.
The pond.
The water works as a killing mechanism.
The water is a
Now,
killing
he went
mechanism.
into
Yeah.
the water, making noises to attract the creature. The creature caught sight of him and immediately lunged toward him again. This time, Coltstein took a deep breath, and just as the creature was just about to make contact, dove under the water.
Dove for the. Ooh. That's a good sound effect for water.
And before it could fly out of reach, he grabbed the pony's back hoof.
Oh.
Coltstein quickly dunked the creature under the water, hitting the floor of the shallow water hard. The hits.
Is this Annie? This must be Annie, is it?
Just enough time to grab the creature's head and smash it against
Oh.
the side of the pond. Coltstein did not hold back and continued to smash the creature's head.
Yes, it's the sound effects.
Until the creature went limp. The creature dissolved into nothing but a black mud.
Is this Annie or Annie's inner
The envelope
demon?
was clearly important, so Coltstein quickly grabbed the envelope and rose above. the
Envelope,
water.
envelope,
Taking
envelope.
deep breaths, he walked onto the side of the pond, examining his newfound clue.
What's it?
What's in it?
What's in
Said
it?
Coltstein, using his teeth to rip open the envelope.
What's in it? A
The
key?
envelope ripped open with ease, revealing two things: a folded up paper and a key.
Key. Yeah.
He figured he should see what the
Oh,
paper
this is
was,
the long
seeing
text
there was
thing,
no
isn't it?
doors around. He carefully
Wait, did I
unfolded the
record
paper,
that? It wasn't that long ago,
note
was it?
Of some sort.
My name is Sally,
Oh.
8 years of age, and was taken from
Oh, this is Sally.
All I saw was a light before I was taken. It
Aww.
was only blurred lines of faint lights and two red eyes before I fell into eternal darkness.
This is Annie's
All I heard
victim,
was a silent scream before my lungs were engulfed.
which
My
turns
body
into
was
like a spiritual
It's
guide.
cold here, but I've acted up 2 years. I want my mommy and daddy.
Wow, that's good acting.
Send me. I want to go home.
It's alright.
Our eyes are blind and manipulative. Look from a different perspective, and you'll find your way. Be warned. If you shall continue, light will be your key. I could finally move on. Sally.
The note had Coltstein baffled as he read over it again, trying
Is
to
it
come
is
to
Annie's
understand.
victims?
Light will be your key.
The light will be your key. Yes.
Light is my key. Then, what does this key mean?
That's a good question,
The key was the
Coltstein.
gold skeleton key, much like the one he used to enter the restricted area of the library.
Oh yeah.
However,
Many episodes ago.
real. Only a manipulation. of
Manipulate.
Coltstein's ears immediately perked, knowing what the key represented.
Oh,
The
right.
key I used at the library was able to open the door to a malicious dimension that doesn't exist.
No.
And the note stated that our eyes are blinded and limited. This world I'm in is a limitation. And
This key.
opens a new door to a new world.
Hell.
However,
The key opens to hell.
where can I find light?
Coltstein thought hard about the question. If the world he was in was a manipulation, then darkness must
Is
be
it-
light.
It's a manipulation a dream.
Now, the rest of the space, look from a different perspective, and you will find your way.
Once
You fi-
again, he was confused, scratching his head.
Think hard, Coltstein.
Yeah, think hard.
Go back to the note.
Go back to the note.
He looked over the
Get
note,
looks good. Get some more
reading and
clues.
examining it carefully.
Before my lungs were involved, her cause of death, more than likely,
More than
was
likely,
drowning.
drowning.
So maybe, if I look from Sally's perspective when she died,
You are looking how Sally will see the world.
are blind.
Is it like a
Coltstein
first
had no other
view
choice,
of another
so he
person,
took the key,
or a pony in
stuck
this
it in his
manner?
pocket, and made his way into the water, trying to remember where he saw the filly lying in the water. He stood in the middle of the
Coltstein, did you just murder
and
a
slowly
dead
dumped
pony?
himself underneath the water. Under the water, he settled himself into the same position as the filly. Then he closed his eyes. Immediately, the sound of screaming erupted underneath the water.
He's
As he opened his
connecting
eyes, only
to,
see a faint light. Two hooves
to the
were
filly.
holding him beneath the water, and he couldn't breathe. The hooves continued to hold him under the water until
She
he
was
felt water
murdered,
enter
then.
his lungs, and the faint light
She was
fell
technically
into
murdered.
darkness.
Sorry, Skylar. Sparrow.
Coltstein closed his eyes.
She was
again.
murdered.
The silent screaming faded. Some sort of invisible force thrusted him above the water as he opened his eyes, breathing heavily. He was surprised, noticing the dark gloomy forest he had been in before had changed into a regular forest, with the sun shining through the trees.
Did I just witness Sally's death?
Yes, you
His
did.
mind was baffled as he pulled the key out of his pocket, noticing a gem embedded within.
Basically, you were the medium. Were the psychic as such.
As he turned the tip of the key toward the sun, glowing through the gem.
Son,
Coltstein watched.
I thought it was in
Sun
the
beams
forest.
illuminated through the gem, creating some sort of guide. The beams pointed in different directions throughout the forest.
The key is a guide. My guide to the next clue.
Coltstein noticed a beam from the gemstone directing him to go straight.
It's not over yet.
The key is a compass.
It's just begun.
He said, following the beam deeper into the forest.
Oh, go on.
The key's guidance had led Coltstein into a much more tolerable section of the forest, away from the thicker areas.
Okay, are we in a clearing then?
But now was not the time to let his guard down. He was still in Annie's mind, and had many more obstacles to pass. So he remained on guard, using the key's directions. Coltstein had wondered
Okay, the
if
key
anyone
is a
had
compass.
made it this far, because the pony he had spoken to had said that all attempts had failed. Was he the first to pass the first obstacle? Or was it the next obstacle that doomed all the others? As he walked further, he realized that the sun's rays were starting to get blocked by bigger trees.
Okay, we are deeper into the forest.
Completely vanished,
Shit.
immediately causing his only guide
Sorry.
to be diminished.
Twilight's
That
fallen.
he was nearing his next challenge.
Next challenge. It's never that easy.
Set
It's
with
true.
the key in his pocket. The key had led him to a dirt path with only one direction. Straight.
Straight.
Coltstein continued to follow the dirt path until he came to a crossroad. Both paths being exactly the same. There was no sun to direct him, only two trees.
Oh yeah.
Coltstein
Here comes the trees.
He saw a keyhole within the bark of the middle tree. Thinking the obvious, Coltstein grabbed the key from his pocket, placed it into the keyhole of the middle tree, and opened the secret compartment. Within the compartment was an envelope and another skeleton key. The key was silver, with a sad face and happy face forged into opposite sides.
Kind of reminds me of the Crystal Maze,
And no other
like a mystery game.
that Coltstein could see. The envelope was sealed, so Coltstein ripped it open with his teeth, only to see a folded up paper and a coin with a sad face.
No, Coltstein's a unicorn,
on
right?
Opposite sides of the coin. Just
Oh, it's-
like the key's grip.
Is it? I can't remember.
He decided
No,
to investigate
Daisy is a
the
unicorn,
first.
not
So he
Coltstein.
unwrapped it with ease and read it slowly and carefully.
One tree speaks the truth, one speaks lies. The coin answers one, but not the other. The key shows you the truth, but your eyes
Lie.
Use both instinct and trust to pass, or you should never proceed. If you proceed, remember well, a witch can
This.
Coltstein was confused until his thoughts were interrupted by a voice coming from just in front of him.
Who dares to wake me from my slumber?
Coltstein could not figure out
Hello,
what-
tree.
so he spoke out.
Who's there? Who's there?
It was
You
quiet.
can't fight me there.
Until Coltstein finally saw where the voice was coming from.
It's a tree.
I said it. No, I said it.
Argued the other tree.
Hello, tree.
Coltstein thought that he might have been dreaming, but he knew this was not
Oh, we've been drinking.
considering the pain he felt in his back from his encounter with Sal.
What's it to ya?
Spoke one of the trees.
Was it to ya?
Coltstein couldn't tell which tree was speaking until he noticed their expressions. The tree on the right had a happy face, while the one on the left had a sad face.
Sad face.
One tree speaks the truth,
One speaks
one
lies.
speaks lies.
Coltstein understood what the note.
One tree is telling the
One tree
truth.
speaks the truth, while the other speaks nothing but lies. This was a test of trust and instinct.
This is like Discord, isn't it?
What did the coin have to do with it?
Coin?
Coltstein read over the note as the two trees continued to bicker at each other.
The coin answers one, but not the other.
He thought hard, then remembered that there's two sides to a coin.
Yeah, heads and tails.
A coin flip would determine which tree he would question, but which one was telling the truth.
Well,
Coltstein decided to interrupt their bickering.
hold
I don't
it.
need to be a bother, but I need to know which path leads to safety.
The safe path is my path.
My path.
No, he's a liar. My path is the
Liar.
safe path.
Oh my gosh.
Coltstein expected this to be his answer,
Yeah.
so he knew that he wasn't going to get anywhere by asking simple questions. He had
Simple.
to follow the
There's no
rules
such thing as simple
to
nowadays.
get
Is that?
anywhere.
One of you is telling the truth, while the other is lying. According to this riddle, I can only ask one of you for the answer.
Oh yeah.
That is right.
That is
Now
right.
flip the coin you possess, and it
How did the tree know about he got a coin?
destiny.
Destiny!
Coltstein nodded his head, placing the
Destiny!
coin on his hoof and tossing it into the air. The coin remained airborne for a few seconds before finally landing in the soft dirt. It landed with a happy face visible.
Can she see in the forest though?
Picked the coin up and proceeded to the happy tree.
Again? You always win.
Explained the
Always win!
Quiet down. I'm talking.
I'm
the
talking.
happy tree. The sad tree just shrugged.
Didn't sound happy.
Coltstein approached.
You may ask one question only, but we warn only. I may have
Pony.
face, but
This is like, a tree, Prince Blood.
Cricket tree.
Stated the happy tree.
One question.
One
Said
question.
Coltstein, thinking hard of the question to ask the tree. He had only one chance to tell if this tree was lying or telling the truth. So he looked at the riddle again, closely.
Closely.
The key shows you the truth, but I lied. I must have used this key for something, otherwise it won't be there. And since this isn't a manipulative world, and my eyes can see reality, it's not a trick. Where I use the key is clear, and
Yeah.
the key shows me the truth. So I have to use the key for the truth.
For the
What
truth.
should I ask the tree though?
That's a
It
good
has
question.
to be something to give an advantage. So, what can give me an advantage?
Coltstein thought hard.
The
Read
tree.
further into the riddle. As he read on, something did catch his eye,
Oh yeah?
and he immediately figured out what would give him his advantage. Where each path led.
Okay, I have my question. Where does your path lead?
An unusual question, Pony. But since
Pony.
you asked, I must answer.
Answer.
My path leads to heaven.
Heaven.
The other leads to hell.
The riddle immediately made sense, because the last part of the riddle matched up.
If you shall proceed, remember well, a witch can
Only assist in hell.
Coltstein had solved the
Amount of times I did that
Was the tree
line.
telling the truth, or was it lying through its barked teeth?
Butt
The next
teeth.
step was to use the key
Oh, that's a
to
bad
the
pun.
The silver key showed the truth, so it should be simple enough.
Simple enough.
Coltstein grabbed the silver key and placed
Coltstein
it
is never that simple.
Immediately, the world around him changed to the hellish dimension he was in before. Each path illuminated a certain light at the end of them. The happy tree's path showed a blood-red light.
I
while
brought
the
you
sad
a
tree's
letter!
path illuminated
Oh, thank you.
a heavenly glow. Coltstein had to think hard about this. Seeing
Think.
the key showed the truth.
Think, Coltstein.
Yet, he was in the manipulative world again, where everything he saw was a lie. The tree had said his path led to heaven,
It's lying.
yet in this dimension, it led to hell. The manipulative world lied, meaning the fact it led to hell was not true. So Coltstein knew which tree was telling the truth. It was the happy tree, but it just seemed too easy.
Too easy.
Coltstein. Double check before acting. This is almost too easy.
Too easy.
Coltstein checked his surroundings one more time, and noticed something fishy about the trees. The faces had not changed, meaning since the trees did not change, the happy tree was lying about where his path led. The key was showing him the truth. The tree just misled him.
No wonder the others don't make it. They were all fooled by the tree, and didn't notice that the tree remained the same.
Coltstein turned
Uh,
the key.
Yeah, because you concentrate on the key. You're concentrating on the what the trees look like.
Lying tree. No pony else figured this out because they were fooled by their instinct. The lying tree is the happy tree.
The happy tree laughed, but Coltstein had figured out the scheme.
Why would a tree with a happy face lie?
You're not happy?
Simple. The key I contain tells the truth, correct?
Correct.
I am in a dimension where my eyes see reality.
Yeah.
So the key shows me the truth. The other victims who were smart enough to get this far stated the obvious. This
Yeah.
limited world is a lie. They think that your path leads to heaven, and that the
Looks
other
can be
path
receiving.
leads to hell. The next place I need to go. It is exact opposite. Because even though the tree shows me this world, it doesn't lie what my eyes see.
No.
Your face don't change either. So if I were in a limited world, your face would change.
Yeah.
Your faces don't change either. So if I was in a limited world, your faces will change because the world fools my eyes.
The world
That
force.
wasn't the last dimension I was in.
No.
I was the next dimension. Hell!
Hell!
The limited world was just used as a mask to fool your victims. But luckily, I double checked my surroundings. And
Double check
fooled
surroundings.
by a happy
Yeah.
face
You're kind of multitasking as well, aren't you?
is yours.
But why would you choose hell over heaven? That makes no sense.
He needs to go to hell.
If you're to succeed, remember well, a witch can
Can
only
only
assist
assist
in
in
hell.
hell.
Therefore, if I wish to confront my enemy, I must travel to hell.
Yeah.
The tree was speechless. Coltstein had debunked the riddle, and had figured out which tree was lying.
Congratulations, Pony.
Pony.
You have outsmarted me. You may proceed to the next step.
Next step.
Coltstein nodded as he turned down the Happy Tree's path to travel into the hell where Annie awaited his arrival.
One more step, Coltstein, and this madness ends forever. I'm coming for you, Annie.
And he knows you're coming. What's next? Ooh. We changed there.
The
Cool.
Happy Tree's trail led to a much more dark and thick area of the forest.
You're not kidding.
Didn't surprise
You got
Coltstein.
that music there as well, haven't you?
Seeing the trail was supposed to lead to hell.
Yeah.
The atmosphere of the area was heavy, much like the first area he had arrived in, causing him to struggle a little as he proceeded.
It kind of reminds me of that
into the
Apple Bloom
uncharted
game,
territory.
actually.
His flesh was scratched by the thorn bushes that grew off of the
There's
tree,
a dark
causing his body to burn like
Apple
fire.
Bloom game out there,
He didn't care if he was
which
infected
and
or
it goes into
if
spooky
he died.
trees. Did you get your story?
As long
Did
as
you get the
Annie
ideas for that
did
game?
for good.
I haven't really played it all the way through, but
Crossing the uncharted
I got to
area,
that part and everything gets a bit spooky.
where he
You
saw
still
a
doing the
hut
action?
formed from the tree.
Huh?
You still doing the reaction?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're talking to someone.
My audience. Babes.
Shut up.
More editing from me, thank
I
you.
was just asking a question.
I know.
Don't need to be shitty.
I know. It sounds like you're talking to someone, but looks like your headphones are radioactive.
Huh?
It sounds like looks like your headphones are radioactive.
What?
Looks like your headphones are radioactive.
Tree it was connected to. Two windows glue a fluorescent light from the moss-covered hut. As Coltstein took precautions,
The witch's
walking
hut.
further into the opening, he knew that Annie wasn't going to allow him easy access.
Did Apple Bloom go to hell then?
Correct. Noticing a large
Is this the
number of
witch's
walls
hut?
composed of the forest plantation,
Or is there
all around,
another version of the
along
hut?
with a sinister laugh in the midst
Um,
of the newly formed trap.
Not in hell.
Did you really think it would be that easy?
Oh, hello, Annie.
Do you think I'm that stupid? I
No.
know how things work with monsters like you.
Well, I doubt you'll be able to pass this test, Scum. This maze has never been passed by any mortal, and was designed to do so. You may have been able to pass every other test I've thrown at you, but this test is one that not even you will be able to pass.
We will see about that.
I look forward to seeing you on the other side.
On the other side. Oh dear, that's creepy.
Forward to observing your soul, detective.
Detective?
Coltstein ignored Annie's taunting and carefully examined the area. He was in Annie's territory now, and this would be his biggest challenge yet.
Biggest challenge.
Coltstein, time to put all that knowledge to use.
Coltstein knew that he had to be prepared for anything.
Anything.
He was ruthless, so this maze was
Ruthless?
full of traps.
She's a
Coltstein
scumbag.
proceeded with caution down the only path accessible. He came to the first turn, examining the open area carefully. Coltstein couldn't see anything of danger, but Annie was manipulative, so even the safest areas could not be trusted. The
No, especially
hard to
if
see
you're
what's
in
hidden
Hale.
within the walls of the passage.
There's nowhere to hide as
Coltstein
such.
had to think hard.
Very
Be
hard.
calm, Coltstein. I cannot just go off instinct.
No.
If I go by my instinct, I end up dead, for sure.
Coltstein retraced his steps, remembering that he had a key that
Is
showed
it in your intellect
The
then?
key!
The key!
he exclaimed, pulling the key out.
Now, I just
Need a keyhole.
There's no keyhole.
Who's there?
Who's there?
I'm the filly, Sally. I can't be here long, so
Well,
I
how-
must be quick. As a sign of
Oh, this is Sally
gratitude,
who was murdered.
The key is the answer, but how you see the truth doesn't rely on an entrance, only what remains precious. Best
Precious.
of luck to you, detective, and thank you for freeing me.
Coltstein could not feel the presence of Sally anymore.
Oh, Coltstein
As he thought about
freed
what Sally had said,
Sally.
he was confused, but knew that Sally
He's
had
a
not
he's
given
a medium,
him
man.
for no reason.
That's how he's
Decided to trust Sally to
contacting
advise.
the of the other side.
Words.
It's that most haunted
The key is
episode.
the answer, but how you see the truth doesn't rely on an entrance, only what remains precious.
The main
Love.
part of the riddle that Coltstein focused on was only what remains precious. What was most precious to him? He cared for many things.
Your family.
He loved Daisy, cared deeply for Applewood, and even though it didn't seem like it, he did care for his colleague, Cadwell. How did the key have to do with Daisy, Applewood, or Cadwell?
The key to the
They were
past.
just innocent victims caught in the middle of a demon's game of chess,
Is the riddle referring to my past?
questioned Coltstein, as he thought hard about his theory. Through his thoughts, he remembered an older memory from his filly years, a day
Family.
when he was playing a board game with his sister.
Oh, here we go.
Young Coltstein sat in his room, playing a strategic
Yay,
board game
Sir
with his sister.
Coltstein!
The concept of the game was to build an army and to destroy your opponent's army. A game
This is
called
like the
Fanfic.
World War II Madry
Coltstein
line
had a
game.
stronger Pegasus, equipped with wing armor that nearly made it impossible to kill, while Dazzling had an earth pony with a broadsword.
Do it for Dazzling.
It was down to the final battle.
Final battle.
My Pegasus is clearly stronger than my Pegasus. Victory is mine!
Said Coltstein,
Wow.
claimed victory. Dazzling realized
Wow.
that her brother was correct.
Yeah,
She thought hard about all of her options.
yeah.
Alright,
What?
Coltstein, I'll take my turn, and I'll start by moving my Earth Pony into your Pegasus magic field, which will decrease my pony's life by 10 life.
Coltstein was confused.
This is the
Yet
game
that
for skill of
as
the
Dazzling
mind.
ended her turn.
to attack and I win!
I win!
Not exactly, little brother.
Oh?
You fell right into my trap. I wanted you to attack so I can activate my own pony's
She's sneaky.
ability, Angel's Call. This ability can only be activated a turn after when my character's life is decreased by the effect of one of your creatures.
That confuses me, just like the card games.
Life it lost times 10.
Times 10.
Creature gains 100 life, and your creature only has 50
She's
life.
actually like Twilight Sparkle there.
Creature is destroyed, and I win the game.
I win the game.
Coltstein was shocked. He clearly had the game won, yet his older sister had pulled a bold move to win the game.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Simple, little brother. I looked over all my possible options and found a way to outsmart your tactics. Sometimes, if you look at things differently, you can find a way to overcome a sticky situation.
Well, you weren't fair and square. So I guess I've been doing the dishes tonight.
No way.
Coltstein's mind spiked at the thought of what Dazzling had said that day, remembering that he still had the other key. If he looked through the gem embedded in the key's grip, perhaps it would show him the right path, even though he knew that there was no safe path. Coltstein reached into his pocket and
Think
grabbed
hard, Coltstein.
holding it by its teeth between his hooves. He squinted his left eye shut and looked through the gem-embedded part of the grip, immediately noticing something strange. He could
What?
see what looked like a staircase drawn along the left wall of the passage.
The
which he
key
knew
is guiding
was
you,
the only
Coltstein.
safe way to pass.
The key is guiding you, isn't it?
I can't believe that actually worked.
Coltstein felt a small boost of
I remember there's an outtake there,
until
but
he
don't worry about it.
remembered he still needed to find some sort of way to trigger the staircase. He turned back to the key, staring through the gym.
Okay, we in hell. Are we in a building in hell, or are we outside in hell?
It didn't take long to find a hidden keyhole just outside of the opening to the passage.
Oh, in a
With
passage.
guidance, he walked to the location of the keyhole and placed the silver key into the hidden keyhole, turning the key.
Turning the key.
Immediately, a staircase made out of concrete grew from the side of the wall, causing a motion-activated
Concrete staircase.
10 poisonous daggers shot from the opposite wall and stuck into the other side of the passage.
Daggers.
Buggers.
Perfect
For defense.
Coltstein walked on.
Is that a
to the
sharp dagger?
staircase, grabbing the daggers as he did, and sticking them into his.
Hang on, did Annie,
He knew that he'd need them because the traps were far.
did Annie know about the daggers?
Once he had made it past
Surely
the first
she-
trap safely,
Surely she wasn't known about the daggers, surely.
only to see a long, narrow path.
Narrow path.
Coltstein already knew that this passageway was littered with dagger traps. So to find a way to
Ooh.
trigger the trap, he used his only safe kind.
The key.
He couldn't see any hidden passages through the key,
Oh,
even after doing a double check to make sure he had not missed anything. That's
you got
when
you-
he knew
spirit
to
guides.
get past this obstacle, he'd have to run as fast as he possibly could, and hopefully not get hit by any daggers.
This kind of reminds me
He
of
was pretty athletic.
Doctor Who.
He
Not
could
Doctor
run
Who.
fast, but this was a matter of life
Daring
and
Do.
death. So unless he hoofed it,
It's like a Daring Do episode when she was running through the corridor.
Coltstein decided to do a countdown, preparing himself for the long run. It was as if he were preparing for an Olympic event, only the stakes were higher and much more dangerous.
Yeah, death.
Don't think. Just run, Coltstein.
Just run.
3, 2, 1, run!
Run.
Coltstein abandoned any other thoughts and quickly trotted as fast as he could down the long path, hearing the booby trap trigger. He didn't think of anything and just continued.
It reminds me of
focusing on only getting
Tomb Raider.
to the other end
Shh,
of the path.
shh, shh,
He was
shh,
only
shh, shh.
inches from the end of the path when he felt an agonizing pain in his
You good?
right thigh.
You good?
Oh,
He had been struck by a dagger, causing him to falter a little.
Ooh.
But with one final lunge, he was out of the danger zone.
Oh, that's good.
His right thigh burned like fire as
Burns
he
up.
examined the injury, only to see a small steel blade embedded deep into where his cutie mark was located.
Oh,
He knew he had to get the blade out.
that is
so the
painful.
poison couldn't spread any further than it already had.
Make sure you're not losing blood
He
though.
groaned in pain, gripping the sharp blade and pulling it out. As he pulled the blade out, Coltstein screamed so loud that it echoed throughout the maze.
Oh,
Even though it was painful, Coltstein knew that the blade had to come out.
it had to come
So
out,
he
but
continued to yank on the blade until it finally came out.
stop the bleeding, no.
Blood gushed from the
Oh.
wound as Coltstein struggled to stand back up, noticing something at the end of the long path just in front of him. 3 creatures that looked like dogs growled at him, ready to pounce at any moment. Coltstein looked at the creatures, anger expressed on his face, as he stood back up, gripping the blade that he had just extracted from his wound.
This is what you wanted all along, isn't it?
Isn't it,
To see me weak and hurt. Is that what you wanted?
Annie?
His
Sorry.
tone was nothing but anger and rage.
Yeah,
He continued to
I'll
stare
be
at
angry
the
with that if that happened.
yards from him.
I've been through hell and back because of you. And now you're going to pay for what you caused. This is truly what you want.
This is truly what.
Come and get me! I'm not afraid anymore.
He's not afraid. You bitch!
Coltstein watched. as
Dear,
one of the
I remember
Hercules
recording that.
lunged
Wow.
toward him, ready to attack and finish him off. He continued to grip the dagger soaked with his blood, waiting for the creature to attack. Once the creature was within his reach, Coltstein thrusted the blade
Oh.
into the creature, hearing a yipe sound from the dog-like creature. The thrust from the blade had immediately weakened the creature, as Coltstein continued to hold the blade within the creature, pinning the monster against the wall of the maze closest to him.
Closest
The
to
blade
him.
had begun to slide up the creature, as Coltstein released all the pressure he had on the blade, making sure he was pinned into the wall well enough to hold the creature. The blade had begun to slowly slide through the creature,
Oh,
slicing the creature in two.
oh, that's
How does
disgusting.
it feel? That's how I felt for years because of you.
View
Torn
in two.
Off of that statement, the creature's body was sliced in two,
Oh,
causing the other 2 creatures to retract. The poison had a strange effect on Coltstein,
oh yeah.
an effect that he enjoyed, an effect that he needed.
The dwelling?
His home was in plain sight, as the infuriated Coltstein made his way down the final passageway, noticing a rusty key right at the
This
foot
would be
of the door.
this would be a great Zelda
The
move.
door had 3 locks.
Reminds me of things in Zelda.
The key to her black heart.
Black
Coltstein
heart?
grabbed
I
the
brought you a letter!
Oh, shut up,
placed it
you!
into the rustiest
Dear.
lock, the gold key into the golden lock, and the silver key into the silver lock, turning all 3 keys.
That's-
The large lock fell from the wooden door to the ground, dissolving to nothing but dust.
Okay.
As Coltstein prepared to enter Annie's heart, the encounter he had awaited ever since.
We are in
the
Annie,
he had
as such.
ever encountered.
Okay, you're going to hell, but you're actually in Annie.
I'm home, Annie. Let's settle this now.
Now! Doors opening. Oh,
Inside the hut, Coltstein saw nothing but pure horror.
horror.
Along the walls of the hut were blood-stained tables.
Hey, 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 stay on my shed.
Next to bloody knives, along with a torture device designed to rip Philly and Colt's limbs clean from their bodies,
Oh,
placed along the wooden floor. A pentagram was outlined in the middle of the hut as well, drawn by the blood of
Pentagram is dangerous. Yeah.
Coltstein noticed something particular about the blood.
Oh yeah?
It was fresh, meaning it had recently been drawn out. Once Coltstein had finished his observation,
Is this Apple Bloom's blood?
he caught sight of an angelic pony on the far side of the room, humming a tune. He could see another pony within the torture device, silenced by something covering their mouth. The pony had something on their head, something red and very familiar.
Apple Bloom.
The angelic pony moved away from the device, only to reveal Apple Bloom with a nasty incision on the left side of her body. Her eyes were full of tears, and her mouth was covered by some sort of tongue.
How did Apple Bloom get there?
She screamed in agony as the other pony placed their hoof back into the incision. Colt, and he didn't need the key to show him who the angelic pony truly was.
Apple Bloom.
It was Annie.
Oh, Annie.
To catch Annie's attention, Coltstein stomped his back hoof against the wooden floor.
Hello,
The
Annie.
stomp startled Annie as she turned to face him.
Looks like I underestimated you.
You sure did.
Adventure ends here, detective.
Really?
Come any closer, and I'll rip her limbs from her joints.
You save Apple Bloom. No, I'm gonna save Apple Bloom.
This is how it is. Apple Bloom was right. You
Oh,
are
a coward. It's alright,
you
Apple
rely
Bloom.
on dirty deeds.
To get what you want.
Did you think I was going to play fair?
No,
Apparently, you don't know how demons work.
that's what you think. Oh, that laugh.
I never expect you to play fair, Annie. I know how demons
Work.
They taunt, lie, manipulate, and pull the dirtiest moves that outsmart the adversaries. However, you
However.
haven't outsmarted me. It's all thanks to your own trap that I'm the one who's going to end you.
What sort of nonsense are you speaking? You can't do anything.
How do you know,
Smart you,
Annie?
and
How do you
now
fucking
pathetic will
know?
become my new
How do you know, hey?
This body has become old, crippled, and too obvious.
It's time for you just to go, okay?
This pathetic world.
You're pathetic.
I never know my own destiny,
No,
but now I do know.
it's to destroy you.
To stop you!
You go, Coltstein!
Transported across the room to where Annie stood, surprising her immediately. And before she could react, Coltstein thrusted one of the daggers he had obtained into Annie's side so deep that only 2 inches of the dagger were visible out.
It's part of the story, babes.
Oh.
Am I that confusing then?
Sorry. Not Twilight over.
Oh, nothing new there. Right. 3, 2, 1.
Outside of Annie's body. The stabbing caused Annie to collapse to the ground as Coltstein rushed to free Apple Bloom from the demented device that she was trapped in. Coltstein used his newfound abilities to unlock all the locks, then lifted Apple Bloom from the device
Go!
toward the exit, hoping to escape.
You won't escape.
Oh, that's what you think.
Sealing the exit using her magic.
I've got you.
Coltstein
I've got you.
turned back to Annie, who had managed to catch her balance again.
No pony has ever escaped, and no simple subject as you will escape me.
That's what you think.
Exclaimed Annie, lunging forward at a fast speed. Coltstein could read Annie, now that his true potential had been unlocked, and quickly dodged her.
Is that your
Fighting
destiny then?
smack into the
To read,
The impact had caused
Contact the Dead?
entire hut to shake as Coltstein grabbed his third
Earthquake.
dagger and stabbed Annie 5 times in her back, causing her to scream.
Black blood.
He didn't show her no mercy and continued to stab her over and over until the blade
Revenge
sticking
of all the pain
into
that you
her back.
caused in the
To
past.
continue his assault, Coltstein grabbed the fourth dagger and stabbed her until the blade broke.
Oh,
Coltstein was not holding back and continued to do the same cycle.
reminds me of the
until all
Basilisk
the
a bit.
daggers had broken.
Well, the Basilisk wasn't a
And Annie's
demon.
back was completely covered with stab wounds, and only blood was visible. Once the stabbing was done, and enough poison was infested into Annie to kill her, Coltstein watched in his rage as Annie fell to the floor with a hard thud, screaming in pain. She was defeated at last,
Yes!
slowly dying in her final moments.
How did it feel to finally feel the pain and agony that I felt for years? All because of you!
You think you've won? The
Yeah.
moment I seal that exit, I track you to your death. This hut will collapse and you'll go with it. I'm one detective. You've lost.
And he suddenly let out a piercing scream, causing the entire hut to shake and
That's
got you a letter!
That's an earthquake sound effect.
Goodbye, detective.
Goodbye.
taunted Annie, laughing at his false attempts. Annie had Coltstein pinned, and if he had any
Ooh.
chance of escaping, he had to think fast.
Fast.
The unfolding events made it hard for him to think, along with Annie's laughter, until he spotted a book on a table starting to collapse. That's when he remembered the legend of the book he had found in Camelot Library that day.
Oh.
If any pony is to ever come across it, they are destined to die from their own doing. The words made him realize what he
Did
had
Appleblum?
to defeat Annie.
Did
He had to die.
Did
It
Appleblum
was the
find this
only way
book?
to win.
Did Appleblum find this book in the first place?
He promised to Daisy that he would return and wanted to let her know that he loved her. The question was, how? Through his struggle, he heard Appleblum say something, but due to the black tar covering her mouth,
Ooh.
it was hard to tell what she was trying to say.
Speak your mind.
Are you trying to tell me something?
Appleblum responded by nodding her head, but if he tried to even remove the tar, he would rip her flesh clean from her jaw.
Oh.
Coltstein did
Come on,
not have
Appleblum, you can do
that,
it.
as Appleblum used her hoof to obtain some blood and wrote a message along the floor. Even though it hurt her, she knew she had to repay Coltstein some way, causing Coltstein to smile.
Oh.
Appleblum spelled out the words, "Use me," using her own blood,
Use?
immediately confusing Coltstein.
Use?
How can I use you?
How?
Appleblum responded by touching her right ear with her right hoof, as if she were directing him toward it.
Do you want me to use your ear?
Appleblum wasted no time nodding her head.
How do you use your
Coltstein
ear?
acted quickly, placing his mouth near Appleblum's right ear. Daisy stood before Annie, still in full manifestation, laughing at her, and calling her every foul word she possibly could in the time of Coltstein's absence. Daisy had adapted to Annie's insults, so she just ignored the insults and continued to worry about Coltstein, due to him being gone for over an hour.
Ooh,
Annie's
that's a long
insults
time.
suddenly interrupted by a familiar voice speaking out of Annie's mouth.
Daisy, are you there? If you're there, it's Coltstein, speaking from Annie's mind. I just wanted to say goodbye, and that I love you.
Shit!
Even though it may not seem like it. You are the only one who believed me through this entire case, and for that, I am forever grateful.
You'd have to go out,
In the end, I must die to save both.
Are you absolutely sure about
Ever
that?
since that night that I encountered Anna
For the first time.
For me, for Aberblue, be sure to get this footage of this accident to the media.
It's the only
It's the
one.
only way to prove Aberblue is listened and to free her from hostility. I love you and always will.
Ship.
Goodbye, Daisy.
Daisy,
The
do
message
something.
ended, and Annie fell to silence. Daisy knew that that was Coltstein, and that he was not kidding about anything he
No.
said. She felt tears enter her eye sockets, trying to think of any possible solution.
There has to be a way to save him. It can't end like this. No more lives can be lost.
Her mind fell to one solution as she grabbed a camera from its stand and cast the spell that she had cast on Coltstein to enter Annie's mind, causing her to enter the mind of Annie, hoping to save Coltstein and Aberblue.
She's risking her own life there.
Daisy
When you
landed
think
on the
about it.
outskirts of the forest. She stood from the hard ground, surprised that the camera was still working. She was confused on where to go next, until she heard a child's voice.
If you wish to save them, come with me.
Daisy was scared as she questioned the voice.
Who are you? Where are you?
Down here.
Daisy looked down with the camera, only to see a young female filly standing on her hooves,
You brought the camera into the mind?
yet comfortable at the same time.
That's new.
She could see this was a harmless spirit as she spoke out.
Who are you, dear?
My name is Sally. The one you seek saved me from the darkness.
He did?
Yes, we must hurry if you wish to save him. Due to Annie being weak, I can get you to your destination fast. Just grab my hoof and I'll take you to him.
Spirit translation.
Trusted Sally, so she grabbed Sally's hoof and was surprised as she was immediately transported to the outside of Annie's hut.
He's in there.
He had to go through the fucking
Tried
trees
through
again.
the door, attempting to open it, but the knob would not budge. She panicked, turning back to Sally.
How do I get in?
Magic?
You know magic, right? One good magic blast should do it.
I've been like that for years. I doubt I could even budget.
Budget!
Sally shook her head.
Do you love them?
More than anything.
Ship!
Then don't think, just do.
Just do!
But I...
Don't think.
Do!
Daisy grew angry and charged up as much magic as she could. She didn't focus on her target and fired a massive beam of magic, hitting the side of the hut. She caused tons of damage to the hut,
Ooh.
until she finally made her aim back to the door, blasting it from its hinges. The blast surprised Coltstein from the inside, as Daisy ran into the hut and shouted out for Coltstein.
Coltstein!
Coltstein stood up, surprised to see Daisy.
Daisy? What the hell are you doing here?
Saving you.
Coltstein looked angry as he responded.
There is true love there.
Daisy, I have to die to kill Annie. If I leave, she will escape.
Daisy shook her head.
No.
There has to be another way. I can't lose you. Not like this.
Not like this.
Coltstein's eyes bulged, starting to leak small tears. Daisy continued to speak.
I know this may seem like the only way, but there must be another way to end this madness without another life being lost.
Yes.
What other way is there?
Use that big brain of yours to find another way.
Coltstein thought
Believe in
about
her,
any other
Coltstein.
possibility.
Believe in her.
Remembered the memory of him and Dazzling playing the game.
Ooh.
Dazzling's words applied to the situation. Annie was the Pegasus, and he was the Earth Pony. He had to think from a different angle to win Annie's demented game of chess.
Think, Coltstein.
Suddenly, He remembered back to what the blade soaked with his blood had done to the dog-like creature. Could mortal blood be the key?
Mortal blood?
Just like in the game, he'd have to give something up to gain victory. Coltstein's mind spiked as he turned to Daisy.
That's quite a sacrifice, trying to give...
Something sharp for me. I believe I know how to beat her.
Daisy quickly scrambled around for any sharp objects, immediately noticing a large shard of glass among the clutter.
Be careful.
She quickly grabbed it and gave it to Coltstein.
Hold Apple.
Daisy took Apple Bloom from Coltstein, handing Coltstein the glass shard.
What are you going to do?
Give Annie her
Babe?
gift of death.
Your mum messaged me asking if you can do the cat litter. Because she doesn't want the cats going downstairs.
You gotta do it after food.
She just asked me for you to do it now.
Yeah, but I don't get
Do
to...
it now!
Babes,
Now!
can I finish the reaction first then?
No. Oh, hi, Bass. I didn't see you there. Hello.
Mum? I'm gonna do this after this... After the food. So I'll do it after the food because...
I just asked her. Hi, Bass. Come on in. Come on in.
This is
Hi,
going
Dad.
to sting,
Yeah.
but I cannot use my own blood.
No.
So, I need you to be strong.
Very strong.
Apple Bloom nodded her small head.
You can do it, you can do it, you can do
Coltstein
it.
made a deep cut into Apple Bloom's front right hoof.
Ooh.
Apple Bloom jolted as blood started to leak from her wound.
Ooh.
To catch the blood, Coltstein started sucking blood from the wound like a vampire. Coltstein hated to do this, but he needed lots of blood to put Annie to rest forever.
The blood of a mortal.
Continued to suck.
That's using Harry Potter as well.
Was full of the taste of iron.
Chamber of Secret.
Enjoyed the taste,
Goblet of Fire.
but he had to deal with it as he turned toward Annie. Annie looked at him, weak, as Coltstein leaned down and quickly silenced Annie by putting his mouth to hers, spitting all of Apple Bloom's blood into her mouth. Annie attempted to break from him, but Coltstein held himself to her, making sure that all of the
This
blood
is your last
was
battle.
extracted. Once he was sure that the blood was in
Annie,
Annie's
this is
mouth,
your last battle that you
pulled
cannot
away
win.
and cramped Annie's mouth shut to
Shut.
prevent her from spitting out the poison. He even cut off her nostrils so she couldn't breathe.
Didn't think I figured it out. This is your own weakness. The blood of a mortal.
Mortal.
He had to get her to swallow it, so he sat her up and violently thrusted her head back, giving her no choice but to swallow it or choke.
Choke.
She attempted to fight in his hooves, but Coltstein was clearly stronger, due to Annie having tons of wounds and large amounts of poison in her bloodstream
Yeah.
compared to Coltstein.
Daisy, I need help!
I need help, Daisy!
Daisy sat Apple Bloom down gently and quickly rushed to his aid.
What do I need to do?
I need you to give her a nudge. One Sparrow should do it.
Daisy had the glass shard that Coltstein had used, so she quickly acted by stabbing Annie in the stomach.
Oh.
Annie was stubborn, refusing to give in.
Oh,
So
Bass.
Daisy attempted another stab, just above the abdominal area, but once again, failed. Daisy went for another stab attempt, but was surprised, as Annie broke free from Coltstein's grip.
No, 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 no.
Strong enough to push Coltstein and Daisy into the walls of the hut.
It's time to finish you, cats.
That's what you think.
Coltstein and Daisy's impacts had hurt both of them badly, so they couldn't recover to defend themselves, as Annie picked up a large, sharp metal shard and prepared to thrust it into Coltstein.
You might have weakened me, but I still have enough strength for one final kill.
Oh yeah? Yourself.
Welcome to the family, Detective.
Detective.
She taunted, lunging the metal object toward Coltstein. Coltstein saw his life flash before his eyes as the metal shard grew closer and closer. He saw his family, Dazzling, Applebloom, and all of the ponies he had failed to protect as he prepared to enter Annie's family of tortured souls.
Oh!
Just as the shard was about to impact him, Annie was stopped by something.
Oh.
She choked as a shard of glass was thrusted through her neck, causing her to drop the metal shard and fall in defeat.
Yes! Come on!
The shard of glass remained in place as Applebloom appeared from behind Annie's neck. Annie could not speak
Applebloom?
as Applebloom pulled out the shard, then swung it like a sword, severing Annie's head from her shoulders.
That's the only way to kill.
Bitch. She actually did it.
Well
The
done.
tar covering
Well
Applebloom's
done.
mouth dissolved,
Well done.
and immediately
Well done.
she spoke out
Well
in
done.
her victory.
Well done.
Stay away from me and my friends.
She commanded, jumping from Annie's lifeless body.
And that's what you call
landing
trust.
on Annie's severed head, shattering.
And Coltstein is a trusting pony.
The shards from Annie's head dissolved to nothing but dust as Applebloom ran to Daisy and Coltstein's aids.
You okay, Doctor?
Yes.
Been better. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Time.
I brought you a letter!
You think you are.
You are.
Applebloom and Coltstein left as Daisy helped herself up, continuing to film the entire thing.
She's so cute.
Coltstein, Daisy, and Applebloom took their leave, sealing the exit, so Annie had no possibility of escape. Outside the hut, the maze was gone, and all that remained was a beautiful forest. Now that the
Wow.
evil had been removed,
I can imagine that as well, like Lion King. I
tons
think-
of white auras filled the sky,
The
each
spirits,
heading toward a large portal.
the spirits being set free.
We're not the only
It's
ones.
okay, I got you. I got you. I got you.
All three
I got
of them
you.
smiled.
I got you.
Is it
The
spirits?
spirit of a young filly appeared before them. Coltstein immediately recognized the filly as the one that Annie had forced to commit suicide.
Oh,
She was finally free.
free.
Are you ready to go?
All
Yes.
three nodded their heads.
We are ready.
So the spirit held out.
Let's get the
a
fuck out of here.
Take my hook, and we can all go.
All three of them did not hesitate, and quickly placed their hooves
You what?
on the spirits.
You did something.
To freedom we go!
Let's freedom we go!
Loaded the spirit, lifting all of them into the air, toward the portal that would lead them back to where each of them belonged. Coltstein could finally rest, knowing that the ponies he had failed to protect were now at peace, and a great
Peace.
feat of justice had been served. He could sleep again, knowing that the same nightmare was no longer awaiting him.
No.
Peace and harmony. At long last, I have found you.
Oh, that's it. I think it's the epilogue now.
It didn't take long for Applebloom's innocence to be proven after the media got a hold of the footage from the exorcism. She was released the next day, courtesy of Coltstein himself. However, it wasn't the footage of the exorcism that became the talk of Ponyville,
No?
but what happened within the Canterlot morgue. Patients Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle miraculously came back to life not long after Coltstein Daisy
How long have
and
you been
Appleblossom
asleep
had
for?
returned from Annie's mind. Coltstein laughed when he read the story about Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle returning from the dead, even though he knew how they truly came back. They were freed, just like the other countless souls of victims that Annie had stolen for her own power. Knowing that innocent victims had regained their lives made Coltstein happy, even though it was Applebloom who had freed them by killing Annie.
We thank you.
That was one
We
thing
thank you. Well
he
done.
could never take credit for, despite his reputation. As for Coltstein, he, along with Daisy, retired after one of the most compelling cases ever documented in the Camelot case files. Coltstein had seen enough death in his time as a detective, and now that he knew justice had been served, he could retire in peace. The Apple family
How old is
remained in
Coltstein?
contact with Coltstein and still ask him for weekly sessions with Applebloom, which is one thing he could accept as a friend to the Apple family, along with Daisy. Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle made full recoveries and continued to crusade with Applebloom, even though, not long after her encounter with Annie, Applebloom earned her cutie mark, a shield that represented her bravery and strength in the face of danger. Applebloom had saved Equestria from what could have been a horrible future. She was the hero, not Coltstein,
Yeah.
and Coltstein accepted that. He never wished to be
Nearly
rewarded
finished.
for anything,
Nearly finished.
and was happy
Yeah, then I can
knowing that
pause it.
all of Annie's victims were free.
Free at
and
last.
Peace.
At peace.
1 year after the Unmarked case was solved, Coltstein and Daisy finally tied the knot.
Shit!
Not long
The tied the knot!
Daisy ended up pregnant with a baby boy. Both of them agreed on a name that suited both of them combined.
Tied the knot!
Golden. Daisy and Coltstein both had bold hearts, and despite the odds, always found a way to triumph over everything in the end. Coltstein and Daisy decided to live out in the country, where they would never be bothered by any pony, except for the friends that knew the location.
Applebloom.
Coltstein and Daisy have been at peace for 3 years, having visits from the Apple family every so often, along with Coltstein continuing his sessions with Applebloom. The couple could not be happier, but one thing still bugged Coltstein.
What's that?
Something he remembered from his time in Annie's mind.
So cute. Mark's doing a reaction.
Coltstein sat on his porch swing, admiring the view of
He's
the
on the
village,
porch swing, okay.
remembering his time in Annie's mind.
Like them.
Daisy joined him, handing him a cup of coffee in his favorite mug.
Coffee. I love
Here's
coffee.
your coffee.
Thank you.
Thanks.
He replied, taking the coffee from Daisy.
Something wrong?
I know it's been 3 years, but there's still one thing about the Unmarked case that I can't understand.
What's that?
The effect of that potion had on me. It made
Powering
me remember
off.
something.
Typical.
What?
Headphones need charging. Dear. Man, I've edited. Forgot it.
Powering on. Mic off. Charging battery.
That I can't ever recall
Got the
in my
fan on
life.
him.
Even though it's true that I never knew what my cutie mark represents when it appeared at some night party.
What happened at the party?
What happened at the party?
I'm not sure. Me, along with some other friends, decided to go out looking for ghosts. But the strange thing is, I don't remember anything about that night. I remember waking up the next morning and every pony was staring at me with strange looks. My cutie mark was there as well. So I sometimes wonder if my destiny was connected to the paranormal. Annie couldn't possess me, no matter how hard she tried.
No, that's
the
true.
poison from the dagger made me more powerful than a demon.
So I wonder, am I real? Or am I a spirit of some sort?
A spirit
Help
medium.
rid of this world of demons.
You're connecting between the dead and the living.
After all I've seen, I wouldn't put it aside, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is who you think you are.
Yeah.
I'm just any other pony. And I prefer to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Because as long as I have you,
Ship.
nothing can ever make me think otherwise.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
Like Daisy, kissing her beloved.
Ship. Kissing. She kissed. At last she kissed. About time.
Into the night sky.
And it's a pony. See? So ponies on it. And it's also light. And it goes. And it like...
Written and edited by Sparrow, 1942. Mark Hyder, Detective Coltstein. Twadashi as Apple Bloom and Nurse Daisy. Oh, she doesn't look happy there, does she? Agent Fluffy. Oh, ship! Spitfire. Nurse Red Heart. I mean, Lara Heartstrings. Oh. 1,100 sub when he did it. You're welcome, Sparrow. Okay, that was Unmarked Part 8. Final. That was good. It was about freaking time to kiss. And it made me think that he did get, Coltstein did get his cute mark at some Nightmare Nights party. Where did he go? That's the main thing. Where did he go? Did he go to a graveyard? But not everyone believes in the paranormal. But I'm thinking, how you... It's a sort of thing... It's not very common to get your cute mark not knowing how you got it in the first place. That is actually uncommon, but it must have happened. Surely it must happen for real. There must be somewhere in the Equestria that someone's got their cute, or some pony's got the cute mark, but not realising how they got it in the first place. And now Annie's dead, or the spirit of Annie. All the trapped souls that were part of Annie was able to escape to pony heaven. But at least it wasn't a ponytail. Technically, it was a ponytail.
Seriously?
And this was a good reading. It was about time. It all started in 2016 when Sparrow had 100 subs ish or less, and it's taken this far. And I'm amazed I was a part of this project. Great team, great VAs. Or most VAs were great. I say most. Other than that, yeah. And it's pretty sad to sad to see Coltstein die, or not doing Coltstein lines.
Oh, come on!
I'm sorry, Sweetie Belle. There's no more lines for Coltstein, even though it sounds like a mouthwash.
Seriously?
Colgate.
Seriously?
I think this is my first. I think it's my first project I actually completed being a VA. Well, amateur VA, and it was never easy. It was never easy doing these lines, but I enjoyed it. That's the main thing. When you're doing VA, you have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy it too. If you don't enjoy it, why are you bothering at doing it in the first place?
I'm a unicorn.
Yeah, she's a unicorn. She's Nurse Daisy.
Whatever.
No, I'm Coltstein, you're Nurse Daisy.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just been random. This has been amazing adventure. Hopefully there's more in the pipeline for me as a amateur VA. I don't have many projects in the pipeline. I am doing some Doctor Who role, but I'm waiting for those lines to come through. But I want to do some more projects. I really want to do some more projects, and I can't believe how much I've achieved by doing these projects. Their acting's improved. If you go back to my first VA, my first lines,
He's doing a reaction.
like in chapter 1, and compare it to the other chapters, you can see how my skills are getting stronger and stronger, and you got to put you must you have to put trying to block out things like that, and also block out like cats.
Oh, really?
Or trying to.
Keeps freezing. Oh dear.
And when you do VA, you have to make it sound convincing. If you have to be angry, you have to act angry.
I can act angry right now.
And sometimes I think the first time I really truly acted angry is with Applebloom ish and Annie, or with definitely Annie. Oh gosh, I'm coming for you, bitch!
Excuse me?
Like that. That's acting.
I know it's acting, but really?
What?
I'm live on my Facebook group.
But there's no reaction.
Yeah, I told them you were doing a reaction, but that looked like you shouting at me.
Sorry guys, I was only acting. That's the end of that chapter, the end of that saga. What's so funny?
You couldn't get your words out.
Yeah. And thank you very much, Sparrow. I really enjoyed doing this for you. This was excellent. That's all I got time for this reaction. I hope you like this reaction, all my reaction videos I do. And I will see you next time. Oh, yes.
Bye bye. Bye bye for now. Bye. Bye.
And I'll fly.